The French ambassador in Côte d'Ivoire allies with the tyrant Ouattara to hunt down and torture Ivorian cyberactivists. Discover the whole truth. Ivorians. The situation is critical. The French ambassador to Côte d'Ivoire has crossed a red line by putting French intelligence services at the disposal of the dictator Alassane Ouattara. Their goal? To track down, arrest, and torture Ivorian citizens guilty of only one crime, exercising their right to freedom of speech. This is no longer mere interference, it is an open declaration of war against the Ivorian people. You know, with 1,000 or 2,000 CFA francs, you can do a lot. When you see these demonstrations that are organized, sometimes all you need is a sandwich, a Coca-Cola, and then you have 2,000 demonstrators. This corrupt ambassador, complicit in the regime's crimes, still believes he lives in the colonial era, where the colonizers could dispose of the lives of indigenous people as they pleased. But even worse, how can a legitimate government sign an agreement with a mere embassy? Since when has an embassy become a sovereign entity on par with a state? Signing a cooperation agreement with an embassy is the height of indignity, the ultimate humiliation for a country that claims to be independent. This is undeniable proof that Alassane Ouattara and his regime are nothing but puppets, entirely subservient to Paris orders. As a reminder, such an agreement was signed in April 2024 with the United States Embassy in Côte d'Ivoire. Ivorians, will we tolerate this humiliation? Will we accept that a foreign representative tramples on our rights, represses our voices, and sends our fellow citizens to their deaths? It is time for us to rise and demand his immediate departure. Let this degenerate ambassador pack his bags and leave, along with his tyrant Ouattara. Resistance. Dignity. Freedom. Touch wood. If Guillaume Soro becomes president, I myself will be the first to issue a fatwa against his regime. And you know I'm an activist. I'm going to take my camera and ask the children of the North to take up arms against Guillaume Soro. I repeat. I'm putting this in your ears. Keep this video so it's your archive. Touch wood, I've said Astaghfirullah 100 times. If Guillaume Soro becomes president, we, the Northerners, will be the first to take up arms against Guillaume Soro. We will divide this country. That's it. If you, Guillaume Soro, become president of this country, we will take up arms like you. Yes, and I repeat. This is not a debate. Who are you fighting? If it's Soro, he's right there in front of you. If you want to arrest him, arrest him. His crimes? He'll talk, we'll put him in there and we'll move on with our lives. We killed Ibrahim Koulibaly, where did it go? Gay Robert died here in Côte d'Ivoire, where did it go? Lots of people died. There are families who lost 5 children at the same time. So 300,000 deaths, 400,000 deaths, it's small compared to the life of a single individual in Côte d'Ivoire here. 3,000 deaths, we've seen. Mass graves, we've seen. Their lives were wasted, but we're afraid to sacrifice a life to move forward. But how many people have we sacrificed to get here? We have to tell ourselves certain truths. What don't you want to understand? This is why we are here today. This is what you did not understand that we are going to tell you. Do you think he should leave everything Alassane has done in 9 years in Badi's hands? And he's going to come and have fun with it even though he knows nothing, he has no governance program, nothing. Nothing. I showed you what they did in Yapi in one of my videos, and others said, we have to cut it up, it's too violent. The video is violent, but they're doing this to your brothers. To your brothers. It's your brothers they're cutting up, whose genitals they grab and chop up with knives. Why are the Diolas like this? You're always saying, we should leave it to God. It doesn't matter. Listen, there's no God in it anymore. God has already done his work. If you're in Daoukro, grab a little gore, grab a little Bauli. We have to cut him up with a machete. We don't care about that. We have to brush against them at least once for them to respect us. What kind of diplomacy are you using with people who don't want to listen? We talk about peace, they don't want to. Someone who doesn't like you, what are you going to do? Chris Yapi does not lie. Find Chris Yapi on his 2 YouTube channels, his Rumble channel, his TikTok, X, Instagram, VK and Threads accounts.